Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha Geek XX Chic, and we are back, guys. Titan is back. It took a minute. We are now on season 3. Obviously, we know that this show, like many others, got delayed because of all the craziness of 2020, but we're back and I'm very excited. But this is one of my favorite DC shows, honestly. I really, after seeing this, I was like, I really kind of wish that more of the CW shows had ended up here instead. But we are now on to episode 1 of the 3rd season, which is called Barbara Gordon. Look, I'm going to tell you straight up. I really am most looking forward to seeing what's going to go down with Corey's storyline. We just got that started in season 2. Her sister is here or on her way. She's not happy. She wants to make sure Corey ain't never coming back to their planet. And I'm very interested in that dynamic because one of my biggest critiques of season 1 and 2 was that Titans really did not delve as much into some of the side characters outside of Rachel. And that's bothersome to me because it is an ensemble cast, right? This is supposed to be about Dick. It's supposed to be about Corey. It's supposed to be about Rachel. It's supposed to be about Gar. And then a little bit of Hank and Dove. But we really just got mostly Dick and a lot of Rachel and just sprinklings of Corey and Gar. So my hope for this season is that we get way more of Corey and Gar because they deserve it. And they're interesting characters as well. Gonna get into the episode, but before we do, if this is your first time here, welcome. And if you have been here before and you like what you see, please consider hitting that subscribe button so that you can be notified when I do more reactions to this show. I do a lot of other shows that are about comics as well. So if you're interested, join the fam. We'd love to have you. All right, that out of the way, guys. Let's get into the episode right about now.
Holy shit, I fucking got you.
Not you again. Where is Batman?
He's at the old amusement park near the pier. He's right in there, Bruce.
I won't be back until morning.
Bruce is unfazed.
Okay, I got it. Loud and clear, boss.
As long as you remember who is.
See you in the morning.
I love how cool he was. He's like, I got the Joker dead to rights. He's like, yeah, I'll be back in the morning. Take a nap. Have a snack. Shush. You about to do something stupid. Because otherwise your name wouldn't be Jason. What you huffing, you junkie? This is actually quite fitting that the Joker would be in a broken down amusement park. Also kind of my worst nightmare. Oh, ow, ow. I don't want to smile anymore. See, this is why you shouldn't have shown up. Now you in this amusement park, high as a kite, gonna be hallucinating. Hit him again. Thank you. Okay, that's enough. No, I just wanted to get one punch. Okay, stop! He's stupid, but he don't deserve all that. Is this the vaccine? Do you guys have the cure? Have you had it the whole time? That smile is literally... Ooh! Disconcerting, I was about to say. Hello, Dick. How you doing, boo? Time to mess some people up. My boy's so ragey. It's so hot. Woo! Yes! That was hot. Corey needs to see this. Ooh! He's like, I'll even do it one-handed. Come at me, bro. Not the smile, Dick. I mean, you cute when you smile, though. Go ahead. Gar! I love my baby boy. Woo! Someone has been training, and it's hot. Hello? I thought maybe he was saying, oh God, he's naked. What's about to happen? Oh, you're a tiger. Oh, no, 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 not to my queen. Yes, descend like the goddess you are. Literally shooting at a ball of fire. Y'all stupid? Okay, Corey. And the hair is so much better. Sure you want to do that? The dog.
Can I get your autograph?
Hell no.
I'm gonna go nuts. Oh, sure.
Gar's like, I'm standing right here, but okay.
Where's Nightwing?
Wow.
Oh, he's around.
My bed.
Las Vegas. Disco lights and champagne. therapist.
Oh, right. The man you tried to basically, like, anger sex. Got it.
No champagne, no disco lights, just a real talk.
I'd like that.
Therapy is fine, but she's taken. You hear me? No.
Hold on a second.
She's only interested in one dick, and that happens to be his name as well.
Maybe that's why the press was so bad.
Maybe.
Swear he just swooped in after her call like, you think you're having a date. You can tell the show got a budget this year. They got like songs they can actually play in the episode now.
No, I don't want any of that. Relax, all right? You said you wanted some new cakes? Buy yourself some new cakes.
Okay, well, how'd he get it? You'd think if you're a Batman, you'd change the locks. I wouldn't trust nobody. Not the hypnosis umbrella. I want that hologram. How come I can't have a T-Rex in my living room?
The Joker's back at Arkham.
Yes.
I'm glad the cops got to him first.
Me too.
We know what would have happened.
I had him buried in the family plot next to Alfred.
Why y'all do this to me?
Can't we just talk about this for a minute before you jump back into work?
He's like, basically I have two emotions. It's either rage or just before rage.
Not to experience grief alone. It was good advice.
That advice was meant for you, not me. People are
Here we go. Do as I say, not as I do.
I'm so angry.
At the Joker.
No. At Jason.
Jason, why?
Because he's stupid.
Because he never learned.
Very true.
When Dick was hoping he'd figure things out with
Even Crypto's like, huh?
He clearly does. Don't let that happen to you. Keep learning. Keep growing.
You've been told.
Some bad stuff's happened while you've been gone. So it's time to up my game.
I think you upped pretty well, Gar. I saw you in that whole fight. That was hot.
Excuse me. Commissioner Gordon? Over there. Thank you.
That's all you have to do to go talk to someone who's on an active crime scene? Okay. I mean, I know he used to be a cop, but come on.
Why would Jason have gone out on his own? Especially after Bruce told him not to.
Jason Todd doing something impulsive.
Right?
That's a real head scratcher.
That's like the sky being blue, yet again.
Yeah, that's what he does, Dick. It's the only way he can keep being Batman. You know how many times he's talked to me about my father? 0.
I was about to say, I don't see him being the reminiscing kind.
Your father knew protecting Gotham required real sacrifice.
This is really not going the way that Dick predicted.
Frozen in a block of ice by a man wearing a fucking refrigerator suit.
Mr. Freeze.
I know who he is,
She's like, I'm being purposefully obtuse. You're not picking up.
but you drove Dick away.
We worked it out.
Whether you've forgiven him or not, he drove you away, and he put Jason in the ground.
Dick's like, when I invited you for dinner, this is not what I was thinking. Reel it back, reel it back.
You're as crazy as the fucking Joker.
She didn't. She did. But she did tell you she didn't want to do this, so this is on you, Dick. Shall I get dessert? Anybody want? No, just me? Okay.
The Titans, your West Coast superhero school.
It's not a school.
Don't come for me now, Barbara. You need to take the salt down, okay? My goodness, Bruce Wayne, you really need to examine the kind of relationships you have with people. But again, I guess that goes back to the fact that he clearly has so much darkness in him, he can't even have healthy relationships. Did Bruce know he was on whatever the heck he was huffing? I thought maybe it was something to help him with his anxiety, but maybe not. Ew, put that down. It's probably sticky.
What were you doing, buddy?
I think the better question is, what weren't you doing? Meth, weed, whatever the heck's that thing is that looks like an inhaler.
Who are you?
Ah! Ow! That was glass in the eye.
You come here peddling your shit again, I'll throw you out the fucking window. You understand?
Yes, sir! Dick! That was a dick move. Kinda hot, but still.
Who are they?
New Robins.
Recruits.
Hit them up in the head, or even worse, get them killed like Jason?
Woo! The hits just keep on coming for Bruce this week. Thanks for coming back for the reunion, son.
You want to be Robin again?
took from this conversation. God, men are so frustrating sometimes. Bruce.
No, Barb was right.
You okay?
You're just as bad as the Joker. You and he have been poisoning the city together. Then don't do it anymore, Bruce.
He gave him the shrug. You know someone's done with you when they do the shrug. The hell? What's going on? What was that? No, what was that? Oh wait, last season there was the woman who got the thing with the baby. I'm confused.
I ended it.
You killed the Joker?
He was laughing. He laughed at me because he wanted.
He killed the Joker. I mean, that was coming.
The city is yours now.
Whoa,
Save it.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Do what I couldn't.
Be
a better Batman.
That's not what I was saying. How did you take from our conversation you should go commit murder and then tell me that I gotta take your job? Sir, Bruce, you got me messed up. And he leaves the murder weapon in his room. Come on, Bruce. I mean, truthfully, no one's gonna be in that house anyway, but... Wow, that was something. That was an ending. That's, Okay, guys, that was the latest episode of Titans. First episode of season 3, the premiere, and very interesting. This episode's a little different than the ones we've had in previous seasons. This felt very much like we were getting a series of vignettes. Like, even though it's connected to a degree, it's like we're just getting little flashes of story, which is kind of interesting. I don't dislike it. It's just a little bit different. But I guess the main things is that I guess Jason actually is dead, maybe? Now, for those of you who might be new to watching me, I don't read the comics, so I don't know the full story arcs of all these characters. I don't know if Jason actually dies in the comics as well. But, I mean, it just seems interesting that we didn't see the body. Like, we saw Jason get hurt, for sure, but we haven't seen the body. Again, we don't need to. I mean, if they keep saying that he's dead, then I suppose he's dead. But it seems very interesting that they would do that right off the bat. But I guess in a way it makes sense, I suppose, if they're trying to do the catalyst for what we saw at the end there of Batman actually snapping. It's kind of full circle for Dick, I suppose, if you think about it, because we know that in season 1, it was all about Dick trying to run from his past, trying to run from the Robin title, angry, disillusioned, just feeling like Bruce was only using him as a tool. It's not true. Like, Bruce loves Dick. He considers him a family, like a member of his family. But, you know, again, if you've watched one of the millions of Batman movies, you know that Bruce is just very emotionally disconnected. Like, that's kind of how he's dealt with all the grief of his parents dying and being left alone and the brutality of it all. He literally is just always channeling his anger and his grief into fighting crime and saving the city. But when you're in that negative place for so long, it just turns you into such a dark person. Hence the Batman, choosing the night dweller of an animal to represent what he's doing, because he really does swim in this sea of darkness constantly, and he doesn't really find many moments of joy. He doesn't allow himself to do that, because in his mind, if he allows himself to do that, he's opening himself to be hurt again. And that's very human, right? We all process grief differently, but many of us, if we've experienced a really heavy loss in our lives, we tend to put up walls because we don't want to go through it again. It's very painful to lose someone that you love. And so for many of us, the way we deal with that is by putting up a wall emotionally and trying to stop any type of connection again that could be that painful. But the sad reality is that that actually hurts us a lot more. And it takes a long time, and sometimes some people never come to the realization that that's actually doing more harm than good. But for Batman, that's very much his whole arc, is this broken, angry, lonely man who still has a very altruistic barometer for justice, and he's always constantly wanting to make the world a better place, but because of that loneliness and that anger and that bitterness, he just can't allow himself to like really live a full life, if that makes sense. He's both liberated and trapped by the bat, if that makes sense. So it's sad because Dick clearly doesn't, Dick and Barbara both, they're not really trying to see, I guess, where Bruce is coming from. And I get it, because they're dealing with their own stuff. Alfred, I think, was the only person who really saw that Bruce was more than the hard, cold, detached veneer that he put out there, right? He would have. He saw Bruce as a boy. He literally raised him after his parents died, so he knows who Bruce really is. But Dick, Barbara, Jason, they just wouldn't have seen that part of him because he'd kind of molded and grown and developed that shell that he was living in so much at that point that they just don't know that there's more to Bruce than what they see. And that's why it was really hard to see when they were just, Barbara was just throwing jab after jab after jab after jab at him emotionally, and Dick clearly probably did that before he left, and then coming back and giving him a second round, and them all doing this within hours, days of Jason dying. Like, it's just, I get where they're coming from. Like, it's sad because I see both sides of this. Like, I see where both Barbara and Dick were coming from and just trying to get something out of him. Like, I know that it wasn't just because they were trying to be assholes to him. Like, they just want something, right? Like, that's why kids act up with their parents, right? If they do stuff that's silly or hurtful, it's very rarely because they just want to hurt their parents. They just wanted a reaction. They want something. And that's what Barbara was clearly trying to get out of Bruce. That's what Dick's trying to get out of Bruce. It's just anything. Like, get mad at us. Yell back. Like, show us that there's something going on in there emotionally because we don't know. Sadly, on the other side of it, it still was extremely hurtful, right? For Bruce, we know that that's not how he really feels. He's very sensitive. He's very, very sensitive. And hearing all those things, hearing that these people he's kind of considered to be extensions of his own family, children to him in some degree, saying that they think that he doesn't care and that, like, they just think he's this emotionless machine, it hurts. And unfortunately, I don't think Bruce is capable of being able to emotionally express to them that that's not the truth. It's a very twisted and sad situation, but it's very realistic. But Dick kind of doing this because he feels guilty that, you know, when Jason was with them, like he said, they didn't have the time. Titans were working well together. They were finding their own groove. And as we saw at the beginning of the episode, they're in lockstep with what they need to do. Jason being impulsive, being angry, being rash, it wasn't working. And so they just didn't take the time to kind of figure out why it wasn't working. But that would have taken a lot of time as well, right? Like, that kind of thing would require building trust and therapy and all kinds of things. And yeah, it's not like a blame game situation. In the end, Jason could have made different choices. And that's where we saw that frustration come from Corey. Like, why wouldn't he learn? Why wouldn't he change? Why do some people, that's just life, right? We've all met people who seem to constantly keep making the same mistakes and not learning, and we just don't understand why. But in the end, you know, it just is something where it's really no one's fault. But I understand why Dick feels that way because he knows how frustrated and how hurt he was by feeling like Bruce didn't care about him. And I think he feels like he should have been more empathetic to him. But yeah, like I said, that wasn't on really him. That's something that Jason needed to also deal with in some ways, but it was really Bruce, right? Bruce has to find a better way to connect with the people he claims to want to help and groom for this work. But yeah, I've already discussed it. We all know why Bruce can't do that. But yeah, how we all ended up there with Bruce finally snapping and breaking his rule by killing the Joker, which again, you know me, if you've watched my reactions, you know I'm all for killing certain villains because listen, sometimes if they can't come back, like why keep doing this song and dance? But obviously that's going to break something in Bruce, right? Once you go over that line, you can't really call yourself a hero anymore because now you've done something that is considered villainous, even if it's righteous. And so that breaking point was obviously going to come. You know, that's been a long time coming for Bruce, and it wasn't just Jason. It's been a combination of things, likely over his entire life. And now he's going to have to figure out what he's going to do. Like, that was basically Batman snapping. He needs someone. With Alfred not there, I didn't realize Alfred was gone. So now with Alfred being gone, there's really no one, I think, maybe outside of Wonder Woman, who has that kind of connection with him to be able to talk to him in this place where he's really broken in more ways than one. And then of course you got poor Dick now, again, separated from his team, and Corey trying to deal with this mess and now figuring out what he's going to do. Because now it's like, okay, Batman murdered Joker. Now how do I deal with this and figure out what's going on with this serial killer and find out why Jason died? Yeah, a lot going on. They definitely didn't start things off slowly. We have quite a bit going on right now, at least in Dick's side. Team Titans were still nothing much happened there. We just saw that, like, Gar, yes, leveling up, love to see it. Love seeing Connor in the mix of things, working with the team. Corey being the amazing goddess she is. But of course, we saw that moment at the end. She channeled into something there. But I just remembered that, yes, at the end of last season, we saw that her sister's consciousness thing that she's using to remotely control people jumped into that poor woman who was shopping. So there is still some essence of her somewhere in this world, and I don't think Corey knew about that, but we all know that her sister is still coming, so I'm excited to see that. I already said I'm very much looking forward to seeing more of what's going on with Corey, but once again, this episode is very, very Dick-centered, so I'm hoping that we're going to see a little bit different in the next couple of episodes, and I will be watching those very soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching that. That was a lot of fun. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how things go this season. It's going to be very dark, obviously. They're taking in full advantage of this HBO license to be able to swear and play music, and I feel like it's going to be a very, very graphic season as well, so it's going to be fun. So hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please go ahead and hit that like button, and otherwise we will see you in the next video.